Hi guys, good day sa inyo. So today, our lesson is all about composite functions with inverse trigonometric functions. So, applications ng composite functions sa inverse trigonometric functions. So, ano nga ba yan? Diba, yung composite that is f of x, f composite yung bilog, f composite of g. So, yung f of g of x, diba? Sinasubstitute natin yung certain function to another function. So, yun yung composite function. So in finding the values of composite function with inverse functions, ito yung mga ano niya, examples niya. Okay, for sine function and its inverse, sabihin, given a sine function, then isa-substitute natin sa kanya yung inverse niya. Okay? Example dito, inverse sine x. Ang mangyayari dyan, makakancel yung sine theta, okay? Ang matitira, x. For every x interval is negative 1 to 1. Sabihin, only accepted tong answer na to if x is in between negative 1 up to 1. Same with the other, if yung inverse ang nasa labas, then sinubstitute natin si x, for every x interval is negative 5 over 2 up to 5 over 2. Okay? This is for sine. This is for cosine. Okay? Yung x yung natitira, nakakancel yung other function. Same with tangent. Okay? So, yun lang, ganun lang din kadali si composite inverse function, inverse trigonometric function. So, para mas mabilis natin maintindihan, proceed tayo sa example. Let's example number 1. Find the cosine, inverse cosine 4 over 5. So, since this is cosine, tingnan natin yung for cosine function. Okay? Since cosine function yung nasa labas, so consider natin ito. Okay, itong gamitin natin. Nasa labas si cosine, nasa loob yung inverse function. And magiging answer niya, makakancel ito, matatitira yung angle na yung nandito, which is the x value, which is ito yun. But take note, for every x in the interval negative 1 up to 1. Okay? So, check natin, examine nyo muna if 4 over 5 is in between negative 1 up to 1. Since, based dun sa analysis natin, 4 over 5, okay, this is a fraction form wherein numerator is less than denominator. So, if we perform the operation, makukuha natin is a decimal number, a positive decimal number, wherein that is less than 1. Tama? So, therefore, in between siya negative 1 up to 1. Since ito ay in between negative 1 up to 1, therefore, ang answer dito is the x, which is ito. Therefore, cosine of inverse cosine 4 over 5 is equal to 4 over 5. Ganun lang kadali mag-perform using composite function. How about example number 2? Inverse sine of sine 3 pi over 2. Okay? So, based sa analysis natin, check muna natin alin dito sa dalawang gagamitin natin. Since ang nasa una is yung inverse sine, so yung inverse ang i-consider natin. Wherein, x is, magiging answer, makakancel out to, magiging answer is yung x. For every x in the interval, negative 5 over 2 up to 5 over 2. Wherein, 3 pi over 2, kung i-check natin, ang pinaka-highest lang natin is 5 over 2. If we convert 5 over 2, that is 90. Yung 3 pi over 2 is equivalent to 270 degrees. Therefore, okay, paano natin naging 270 degrees? Yung mga bago lang dito sa channel ko, meron akong video about how to convert radian to degree. Okay? So, 3 pi over 2 is equivalent to 270 degrees, wherein, hindi siya pasok dun sa range. Tama? However, since sine theta to, okay, trigonometric function siya at not inverse. Sa inverse kasi may limitations. Pero dito sa since trigonometric functions lang to, meron tayong value or exact values na makukuha dyan. Okay? So, yun yung unang gagawin nyo. Since hindi siya pasok dun sa range, sa interval, perform nyo muna kasi nga, di ba, any number naman, any angle, pwede natin substitute dun sa trigonometric functions at meron tayong values na makukuha dun. Okay, since meron tayong values dyan, perform muna natin. What is the exact value of sine 3 pi over 2 and that is negative 1. Matitingnan natin, sine 3 pi over 2, that is 270. Matitingnan natin yung sa unit circle mula dito hanggang dito. So dito, nandito yung si 270, nandito sa angle, ano siya, quadrant angle. Wherein that is, ang coordinates dun is 0 and negative 1. Sine is indicates the y-coordinates, wherein the y-coordinates is negative 1. So therefore, sine 3 pi over 2 is negative 1. Then, since wala tayong value dito, so ito, meron tayong value dito. So therefore, palitan natin to, which is equivalent naman sa sine 3 pi over 2 sa negative 1. Then, palitan natin yan ng negative 1. So locate natin at negative 1. Find the exact value of negative 1. Tingnan natin kung pasok ba siya. Hanapin natin si negative 1 dun sa range. Okay? Meron tayong video tutorial habang paano kinuha yung exact values of sine. Meron din doon. Panoorin nyo na lang. Wherein, ito yun. Negative 1. So, ang corresponding angle niya is negative pi over 2. Therefore, inverse sine of sine 3 pi over 2 is negative pi over 2. So, this is the answer. Okay? Ganun lang yung process. If ever nawala, okay, usually dito lang naman talaga nagkakaroon yan. Dito lagi exact yan. Usually dito, hindi nagkakaroon na hindi pasok sa interval. Pero pwede nyo i-perform yan. Okay? Find the exact value. Then, yung exact value ang i-replace nyo doon. And then find kung meron siyang exact value. Kung wala, edi use tayo ng calculator. Okay, to determine the value of the certain coordinates. So, medyo madali lang yan. Medyo madali lang yan. Kapag kaganyan yung given. So, how about naman kung ganito yung example? Ang nakasubstitute dun sa loob ng composite functions ay hindi yung inverse function ng given trigonometric functions. Kagaya niya. Kasi yung first two example natin is kung ano yung given trigonometric functions, ang naka-composite sa kanya, ang we use composite sa kanya is the inverse niya or vice versa. Yung given inverse, ang ginamit natin composite sa kanya is yung trigonometric functions niya. What if kung ganito? Magkaiba sila ang trigonometric functions. Okay? Magkaiba sila ng function itself. So, paano natin isolve yan? So, to evaluate that, una, ang gawin is evaluate muna natin yung nasa loob nito. Yan. So, yung first thing na gagawin natin, evaluate natin yan. Express natin siya since this is a function, so pwede natin express siya ng y is equal to inverse sine of 2 over 3. Tama? So, since that is an inverse sine, so ibig sabihin, kung ililipat ko yung inverse sine na yan dito, that is sine y is equal to 2 over 3. Tama? Wherein, in terms sa triangle, di ba, if we locate the sine, it means yung y is the angle, tama? If given, meron tayong given angle, given triangle, this is the y, tama? Kasi yung angle, hindi natin nga lang alam kung ano yung values niya, okay? Ngayon, pero, since sine ang pinag-uusapan natin, therefore, di ba, sine is sine y is, since y ang ginamit natin dito, that's not theta. So therefore, that is, sine y is equivalent to opposite over the hypotenuse. Tama? Wherein, this 2 is the, therefore, 2 is the opposite side of y. This is, therefore, itong opposite side na to is 2. Tama? And the hypotenuse side is 3. Okay? So therefore, since cosine ang inaalam natin, and we all know that cosine, since we can replace it as y, di ba? Kasi if we use, since equated siya as y, so pwede natin gamitin dito as cosine y. Tama? Cosine y is, cosine theta, okay? Kasi ito yung theta natin, it represents as y. Ka, di ba? So, ka is adjacent over the hypotenuse. Tama? So, therefore, ang kailangan lang natin makuha, yung side na to. So, we need to determine that side para at least masolve natin itong operations na to. So, since given a triangle, a right triangle, tama? So, pinakamalapit na pwede natin gawin is the Pythagorean formula. Under Pythagorean formula, that is the c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Where c is the longest side, so therefore c is 3. Tama? So a is, let's say, let us assume that a is the base. Since base natin is wala tayo, meron tayo yung opposite side, which is the b. So by substitution, so this is 3 squared is equal to a squared, wala tayong value for a, plus 2 squared gives us, this is 3 squared which is 9, is equal to a squared plus 4 squared, tama? Wherein, kailangan a squared lang, so we transpose 4. So when we transpose, we change the sign, tama? So from positive, that will become negative, so therefore, this is a squared is equal to 9 minus 4, okay? With 4 for me, so this will become a squared is equal to, by simplifying, so this will become 5. 9 minus 4 is 5. Then, ang kailangan natin value is a. So, since a squared to, so square root both sides. Okay, so that will become a is square root of 5. So, therefore, this is square root of 5. Tama? Wherein, cosine y, tama? Cosine y is adjacent over the hypotenuse. Therefore, this is adjacent, which is square root of 5 over the hypotenuse, which is 3. Therefore, cosine of inverse sine 2 over 3 is square root of 3, square root of 5 over 3. Ganun lang magsagot kapag ganyan yung na-encounter nyo. So, we analyze the situation. Okay? Kung aalamin natin yung locations nun. So, una, evaluate nyo muna yung sa loob, express into y. Kung ayaw nyo ng y, since alam naman natin na inverse the answer when we perform the operations using inverse, that is the angle. Pwede kung ayaw mo ng y dito, gamitan mo ng theta. Pwedeng theta ang gamitin natin dyan. So, para hindi kayo malito. So, still the same pa rin naman yun. Okay? Tingnan natin for example number 4. How about example number 4? So, find the value of tangent, inverse cosine of negative 5 over 13. So, ganun pa rin. Magkaiba pa rin sila ng function. So, first thing is, isolve muna natin or perform muna natin yung nasa loob. So, kung gusto nyo, if you want to try, post nyo to si video, then solve. Tingnan natin kung parehas yung sagot nyo sa magiging sagot ko. Okay, game?
A few moments later.
Okay, tingnan natin kung parehas yung sagot nyo sa sagot ko. Tingnan natin. I hope talaga sinagutan ninyo. So, let us perform. Solve na muna natin. So, equate muna natin in terms of y. Kung gusto nyo, kung ayaw nyo ng y, pwedeng theta. Sige, gamitin natin as theta. Theta, since if we perform this operation, since inverse yan, ang magiging sagot natin is angle. So, gamitin natin is theta. Okay, theta is equal to cosine, inverse cosine of negative 5 over 13. So, kung itatranspose ko dyan, that is cosine theta is equal to negative 5 over 13. Okay? So, since cosine theta, that is ka, tama, adjacent over hypotenuse, tama. So, ang itsura ng triangle natin, pag ano, okay? O bakit pag ganyan yung itsura? Di ba kung nandito yung partition plane natin, kasi nandito yung partition plane. Okay? Nandito yung triangle. Bakit nandito yung triangle? Wherein that is in negative 5. Kailangan natin consider negative 5 eh. So, di ba pagka yung x-axis natin, that indicates a negative number. So therefore, nandito si negative 5. Okay? Ayan. That indicates negative number, yung x coordinates natin. And then, 13, yung hypotenuse. So, this is the theta. Okay? Cosine 5 over 13. That is, ayun yun. So, alam na natin na nandiyan ngayon yung nan natin. Ang kailangan natin is tangent. Wherein, tangent theta. Kasi if we replace this as theta, diba? Theta naman naging natin yan. That is, equivalent to, diba? Opposite over the adjacent. So, kailangan natin yung opposite side. Okay? So, again, so since this is a right triangle, solve natin using Pythagorean. So, this is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay? Wherein, c natin is 13 squared is equal to a natin is negative 5 squared plus b squared. So this is negative 13 squared is 13 squared is 169 is equal to 25. So that is 25 plus b squared. So gives us, since kailangan b squared lang matira, so transpose natin yung 25 sa left side. So that will become negative. Magiging negative siya kung ita-transpose natin. So this will become 169 minus 25. So that is b squared is equal to 169 minus 169 minus 25. Ulitin natin. Inulit ko lang yung nakasulat ko. No? So that will become b squared is equal to 144. So square root both sides. Tama? So square root both sides to determine the b. So b is now 12. Okay? So by performing TOA, tangent kasi ang kailangan natin, tangent theta. So therefore this is 12. And tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. That is opposite, which is 12, over adjacent, which is negative 5. So this is negative 5 over negative 12 over 5. Diba? Lagi na sa gitna. So therefore, tangent of inverse cosine negative 5 over 13 is equivalent to negative 12 over 5. Ganun na siya kadali. So again, pwedeng theta, pwedeng y, bahala ka. Basta, ang ibig sabihin lang nun, i-replace mo siya na as 1. And it represents the angle. Okay? It represents the angle. Take note lagi yun. Lagi yun, pinuulit ko yun simula nung diniscuss natin itong inverse. That when we perform operations involving inverse trigonometric functions, the answer is the angle. Okay? Pagka trigonometry, the answer is a certain coordinates. Okay? O, baliktad sila. Ayan siya. So, how about example number 5? So, meron na siyang involvement ng operations. Okay? Yung isinasubstitute natin using composite, ipino-composite natin sa certain functions, ay meron ng involvement ng addition or summing or difference. Kapag ganyan, habang tumatagal yung examples na pahirap ng pahirap. So, anyway, kung dati na kayo nanonood sa channel ko, so in the very beginning, ito lang naman is combinations ng different topics natin sa trigonometry. Yan lang naman siya. So, tingnan natin how to solve. So, first step natin is associate, di ba? Ina-associate natin siya, ini-equate natin siya into y or a theta. Pero, kung mapapansin nyo, since dalawa ito, so, which is, magkaibang angle yan. Okay? Inverse sine of 2 over 3, hindi natin alam kung the same yun sa cosine, inverse cosine of 4 over 5. So, meron certain angles diyan. So, dapat kung mag-equate tayo sa kanila, so dapat magkaibang angle. So, magkaibang representation para hindi tayo malito. So, let's say, gamit tayo ng ibang letters. Marami naman letters eh. Let's say, for example, for sine, let's say, I will use A. A is equal to inverse sine 2/3. Pero the answer is always the angle. So, letter lang, nag-ano lang ako, nag-associate lang ako. Kasi hindi ko pwedeng gamitin yung theta. Kasi let's say theta to. I will use different representations na aside from theta. Okay? So, letters na lang gamitin ko. So, wherein A is an angle na kapag ka-perform natin itong inverse sine 2/3. How about since itong si cosine, so let be the inverse cosine 4/5. Okay? So, kung papalitan natin itong functions na to, so magiging, that is sine A plus B. Wherein, di ba kayo familiar? Under summing difference of functions, sum of difference of trigonometric functions, identity, summing difference identity. So, ano nga ba formula kapag kaganyan? Natin. That is, di ba yan, sin, cos, cosine, sin, cos, cosine. So, sin A or sin A cos B, plus, since plus yung operation natin, cos A sin B. Okay? So, it means, sin, cos, cosine nga, di ba? Yung summing difference. So, ibig sabihin, if i-perform ko lang to, kailangan ko lang ng values for sin A, and then, cos B, cos A, sin B. However, kung ito ay, since ito i-perform ko yung operation niyan, ang magiging result niyan, that is, sin A is equal to 2/3. So, transpose ko siya dun sa kabila. Which is, yung kabila naman, yung isa naman, pag pinerform natin yung operation dun, that is cosine B is equal to 4/5. Which is, meron akong value for sin A. Okay, makukuha ko to. At meron akong value for cosine B. However, wala naman akong value for cosine A. Hindi ko pwedeng gamitin to. This is cosine B, not cosine A. Wala akong cosine A. Tama? At the same time, wala rin akong sin B. So therefore, kailangan ko munang i-determine yung value for cosine A and for cosine for sin B. So ano yung pwedeng pinakamalapit? Since values naman na, exact values naman ang kinukuha natin dyan. So kunin natin using Pythagorean identity. Kasi hindi naman yung angle, yung value yung kinukuha natin, yung result. Ang kinukuha natin yung certain, ito, yung cosine, at saka yung sine. Okay? Gamitin natin yung Pythagorean identity. In terms of sin A, since sin A ang hinahanap natin, sin A ang bibin natin, at meron tayong cosine A. So therefore, cosine A, okay, cosine squared A, sabi ko nga dahil sa Pythagorean, is equivalent to 1 minus sine squared A. Okay? So, which is under yan ng Pythagorean. And so, I hope you recall pa rin yung sa Pythagorean identity natin. Yung using hexagonal region. So, yung mga bago lang dito sa channel ko, bago lang nanonood dito, may lecture ako how to identify the basic or the fundamental identities kagaya nito. Paano mas mabilis kami sabihin. So, apply natin para makuha natin to. So, para makuha natin yan, that is cosine A is equal to square root of 1 minus sine squared A. Okay? So, substitute na natin. Meron tayong value ng sine A. So, this is cosine A is equal to 1 minus, that is 2/3 squared. Okay? Gives us square root of 1 minus 2 squared. This is 4/9. Okay? So, sir, bakit Pythagorean identity ang ginamit? Ang dami ng mga identity. Ginamit ko si Pythagorean kasi ang kailangan ko, may presence ng sin theta or sin A at cosine A. Wala na dapat na other identity na dapat ako makita. Kasi mas lalalim lang ako sa computations. Dapat ang makuha ko lang value, yung presence lang silang dalawa, which is, pinakamalapit na merong present lang silang dalawa, yung Pythagorean identity. Okay? So, combining this, okay, yun yung reason why kung bakit nandyan. So, combine natin yan. So, dito muna natin. This is square root of, this is, common denominator nila is 9. So, 9 divided by 1, that is 9 times 1, that is 9 minus 4. So, that is square root of 9 minus 4 is 5 over 9. So, gives us square root of 5 over 3. Tama? Square root of 5 over 3. Kasi square root natin both numerator and denominator. So, square root of 9 is 3. So, this is for cosine A. So, therefore, cosine A is square root of 5 over 3. How about for cosine B? Since cosine B naman ang kailangan natin, same lang rin, kailangan natin yung merong presence ng cosine at ng sine, which is ang pinakamalapit doon is Pythagorean pa rin. So, this is sine B, sine squared B, hindi naman ang kailangan natin, is equal to 1 minus cosine squared B. Wherein, meron tayong value doon. So, to determine, kailangan lang naman is naka-square root yan, di ba? So, this is sine B is equal to square root of 1 minus cosine squared B. Tama? Para ma-determine natin si sine B. So, this is equivalent to sine B. Okay? Natin ang guhit to para hindi tayo malito. Okay? This is sine B is equal to 1 minus 4 over 5 squared. Okay? So, perform natin yung operation. That is square root of 1 minus 4 squared is 16 over 25. Okay? Combine natin yan. So, that will become 1. This common denominator na is 25. So, this is 25 minus 16. Tama? So, gives us 25 minus 16. That is square root of 9 all over 25. Gives us 3 over 5. Okay? So, meron na tayong dalawang values. Either 3 over, isang 3 over 5 saka for sine B that is 3 over 5 and for sine A is square root of 5 over 3. Okay? So, ngayon, proceed tayo dito. Proceed tayo dito sa computations na yan. Sine A natin is 2 over 3 times cosine B natin is 4 over 5. Okay? Plus, cosine A natin is square root of 5 over 3 times sine B natin is 3 over 5. Okay? Perform lang natin yung operations. So, by combining, so multiply natin sa isa. So, 3 times 5, that is 15. 2 times 8, 2 times 4, that is 8. 8 over 15. Plus, square root of 5 times 3. So, this is square root of 3 square root of 5 all over 15. Since both naman siya, so therefore, final answer natin is 8 over 8 plus 3 square root of 5 all over 15. Diba? Add the numerator, then copy the denominator. Since may radical sign yan, hindi natin pwedeng add. Okay? Unless we use calculator. So therefore, sine of inverse sine 2 over 3 plus inverse cosine 4 over 5 is equal to 8 plus 3 square root of 5 all over 15. Okay, ganun na siya kadali. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, even though nasa inverse trigonometric functions tayo, nandun pa rin yung applications ng paggamit ng identities. So, that ends. So, nakalimang example tayo for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope na nasusundan ninyo. So, paalam sa inyo.